Howdy, soldiers. My look today says, I want it to be spring, but it's still cold outside. If you've been on my channel for more than a hot minute, you know that I mention a lot of the same books over and over and over and over again, because I just love them so much. Like City of Bones, Court of Thorns and Roses, Throne of Glass, Darker Shade of Magic, Strange Angels, like y'all know that I love these books a lot. But I was thinking, what about some of the books that I don't ever mention that I own and really love? But Rachel, if you love them so much, how come you never mention them? To be completely honest, friends, I don't know. But today that mystery goes away as we talk about my top 6 books that I really love but somehow never mention. Number 1 on this list is a beloved favorite to many a person I have heard that I also quite enjoyed, and that is Looking for Alaska by John Green. I thought it was really neat how the main character wasn't the main character. I really liked the wild card that was Alaska. Plus this has that whole event, but then it doesn't tell you what the event is, and it kind of circles around it with before and after, and you have to figure it out yourself, and I really love books like that. Same as the main character goes through a bit of a typical boarding school, liking girls, getting friends experience, but in a not typical way that I really enjoyed. Second on my list is a very aesthetically pleasing book that goes with my look today very nicely, and that is Graceling by Kristen Cashore. This is a strong female character in a really neat world and had some really interesting, unique side characters. Katza is freaking badass. Like, she is the original Katniss. She is the original Clary. She knows what she's doing with a sword. She knows what she's doing in a fight. She knows what she's doing, and I really, really loved her. I loved Poe. He was such a cool side character. He's a really great princely kind of magic source. And then the story about her ability in this world where people have special abilities, and the princess who is bitter blue. I really liked that whole espionage kind of plot line to this, and I don't know why, it just sits on my shelf and never makes an appearance, so today is that day. One of my favorite contemporaries that I never mention is Denton Little's Death Date by Lance Rubin. This is just such a fun contemporary because it's in a world where everyone knows the day they're gonna die, and for the main character that's tomorrow, but it's also his prom, and there's girl trouble, and he has to set up his own funeral, and it's hilariously morbid. The main character is male, so you see from his perspective, but there are some really well developed female side characters as well, with the girlfriend and a couple of other love interests. Another fantasy I adore is Girl of Fire and Thorns by Ray Carson. This series is a little bit older, but I don't know why it's not as well loved as it is, because there's such fantastic themes about confidence, because the main character is not a typical YA heroine. She is overweight, she's depressed, and she's just not in a good state within her own kingdom. She's the princess that no one really likes. Then she gets captured by the rebels and she gets taken away, and then oh my god, and has to figure out magic stuff because there's magic and she has a stone and she's the chosen one and what have you. But I really enjoyed it because there was never anything about her gaining confidence due to losing weight. She does lose a little bit of weight because she's like trekking across a desert for 3 months, so that's gonna infect her body, but it has nothing to do with, oh, I'm confident now because I'm skinny. And I just love that little kind of theme that we really don't see, because every other YA heroine is thin and tiny and petite and delicate and, oh, needs to be saved. But not Elisa. She's gonna figure out how to use a sword and figure out how to use her magic just on the fly. She can dream it, she can do it. Now, I know that this book gets toted around a little bit, and I definitely have mentioned this more than once on my channel, but I don't think I mentioned it nearly enough with the degree of how much I love it, and that is The Wrath and the Dawn by Renee Ahdieh. I finally figured out how to say her name right, yes! I know there are mixed feelings in the book community about this book, but I have no mixed feelings because I love this thing. This is a retelling about 1001 Arabian Nights, and everyone knows that I love my retellings, and this, I think, outdid itself. I really liked the main character. I liked this whole curse thing that was going on. I loved diving into Arabian mythology. Plus, Shahrazad had some real good one-liners in this, like, yas, girl, work. Ooh, a bookmark. Huh, sweet. And lastly on my list is just gonna be a whole series. I just realized I was trying to pick which book I don't talk about, but I realized I just don't talk about the whole series, so we're gonna include the whole thing. And that is the entire Heroes of Olympus series by Rick Riordan. A lot of people don't like Jason, but I just think he's absolutely hilarious because he doesn't know what he's doing like any part of the time. I loved Piper. I adore Nico, my sweet little cinnamon bun wrapped in death. Frank's whole plotline was completely awesome, plus I absolutely love that we get more than just Greek mythology because now we get the Roman mythology and the crossover, and I love it's like the gotta get together to save the world kind of idea with new characters and old characters, and Percy's story in this was just amazing. I think House of Hades was my favorite book of the whole series. Blood of Olympus let me down slightly, and like the Lost Hero, Percy's just not in this, and I'm like, excuse you, sir. I came for you and you are gone. What's this deal? So yeah, there are my top 6 books that I feel I never mentioned, but I really, really love. Please leave some down below of books that you really, really love that just don't get enough attention, because like everyone knows that The Raven Boys is awesome and everyone loves Throne of Glass, but there are some books that just don't get enough love, and we need to start dedicating our attention to those. Ugh, I have so many essays to write, I don't wanna. I just wanna read YA books. Yeah, this whole university thing is not as fun as everyone told me it was gonna be, but then again, neither was high school. I'm sensing a trend here. Now I have to go out to run some errands and buy some stuff I really don't want to buy and be responsible like an adult. Hope you guys are having a nice day wherever you are, and I will see you all next week. Bye!